Welcome to Motherology, an opportunity to discuss all things motherhood, all the ups and downs and roundabouts and crazy. An opportunity for us to grow and tell our stories and become the best mums we can be, not because I'm going to tell you what to do, but because we're going to figure out how awesome we really are. We are in the final stretch. This is thank you. This is gratitude. I've been through a lot. I've learned a lot. I have done some children raising, and I am on my way to really, truly, fully knowing myself and understanding who I am and appreciating everything I have actually done and am doing or have done. And I now need to make sure that I'm not just existing. I need to make sure that I'm in a place where I'm fully alive and fully aware and fully awake. One of the best ways, I think, to really achieve that in one's life is to be grateful, is to remember what we have to be grateful for. And I think an incredible principle of life in general is honor, is giving honor where honor is actually due. Honor is given, respect is earned. And there are people in our lives that we honor and we don't respect. That's okay. That's absolutely fine. But if you don't respect them and don't honor them for the things they have done or the positions they do hold in our lives, then we are missing out on blessing. We are missing out on the gratitude that we can hold in our heart for the things that these people have done and for what they have given us. If we only hold bitterness, just as an example, if you're just holding bitterness against someone or an institution or something that has harmed you, it's never going to be good for you. It really isn't. It doesn't matter which way you look at it. It doesn't matter what actually happened, how terrible, devastatingly, life-alteringly awful something might have been. Holding bitterness in your heart will only ever hurt you. And that's really hard because there are some really rubbish things that have happened in our lives. And for some of you, talking about your own mothers might be painful. For some of you, talking about the idea of honoring your mother might be really, really rough, or having any gratitude towards someone who hurt you immensely. Again, respect is earned. A lot of people don't earn my respect, just saying. But I do hold people in honor, and I do honor my mum. She deserves it. She deserves my respect and my honor. She is a remarkable person. She's not a perfect person. I don't actually know anyone that is. So we can forgive the things that are not perfect. But what we cannot do is hold on to the pain or hold on to the bitterness of something that we actually can convert to honor. We can convert to a blessing in our own lives, because then we can give gratitude for the mere fact of somebody's existence. I wouldn't exist if it wasn't for my mother. I wouldn't. I don't know about you. But we would not exist if it wasn't for our mothers. Whether they abandoned you at birth or they raised you to be the awesome woman that you are and you are grateful for them every single day, the fact that they gave birth to you means you exist. Hallelujah. I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm so grateful that you're a mother yourself, or that you are on your way to being a mother yourself. I am so grateful for your place in the world. And I would love for you to truly find that and exist in that very unique space that you need to take up. Only you can hold that space. And by honoring those who have gone before us, whether it's your mother or somebody else, whoever raised you, there's somebody you can give honor to. Maybe it's your dad. Maybe it's a grandma or an auntie. Maybe it's somebody else who is a mother figure to you. But the mother figure, the person who was that, one of your teachers, it doesn't really matter. For a lot of us, it is our mothers. And I am so grateful for that. My mum, Sandra Ann Mutimer, she was born in Lowestoft, lived in Alton Broad, the most easterly point of all of England. In November 1945, not long after the end of the Second World War, she was conceived while my grandpa was on leave from the Air Force during the Second World War. And both of her parents were using contraceptives. Really didn't want to have a baby. Definitely no more babies. They had one and that was it. Done. One and done. No more kids. And grandma got pregnant. So my mother was born. Grateful to my grandma for that. Grateful to my grandpa for that, even though they didn't plan it. My great uncle, my grandma's little brother, who was 19 years old, was a pilot in the Second World War, and he died days before the war ended, delivering a plane that was never going to be used because the war ended. And so he died an absolutely pointless death. And my grandmother was in deep grief and mourning for her brother when she was pregnant with my mum and when my mum was born. And she said, well, if I've got to have this baby, at least I can have a boy so that I can name this child after my brother. And she had a girl who she didn't want. And my mother was daily reminded that she wasn't wanted and was another mouth to feed and she was Cinderella in her own home, basically. It wasn't a pleasant experience, her upbringing. And she turned all that around. And I learnt honour from my own mum because she honoured her parents in a way that was quite remarkable, especially when I knew all the things that she'd been through as a kid. My grandma used to beat her. And she thought her dad didn't know until he was on his deathbed. She said, you know, Mum used to beat me, Dad. She goes, yes, I know, but not where it showed. And my mum had this awful moment of realizing that her dad had never protected her. He'd always known, and he'd never done anything about it. She was not raised well. She was not mothered or fathered. She was yanked up rather than raised up. She had to learn everything herself. Her favourite place in the world was school. And she did have some good aunties and a grandma and a favourite grandpa that she adored, but he unfortunately passed away when she was 9. She had some good people around her that she could turn to. And we all have someone. I really hope we all have someone that we can turn to. And she really, really did a remarkable job with her children, given the fact that she was raised with so much hatred, genuine hatred. But do I blame my grandparents? Does my mum blame my grandparents for that? No. They were products of their own environment. They'd just been through a world war. They'd lost family members. They had suffered incredibly during that. My grandma was an unstable person. She was probably mentally ill. Nobody could give her the help that she needed because it was 1945. And when my mum went to her mum's mother and said, why does my mum treat me so badly? Why does she hate me so much? Her grandma said, oh, just ignore her. She's funny in the head. So, you know, that was the way you were raised back in the 1940s and 50s. Rations were still a thing in the UK where there wasn't enough food because everyone had been fighting the war. And so agriculture was not the big priority. It was kind of rebuilding all the bombed sites. And, you know, just imagine, war zone, trying to feed millions of people, very difficult. So my mum grew up without much. Her parents were very working class, not much money. And then food was rationed too. So it was definitely difficult. There are many people who have really difficult childhood stories, and I would say that my mum is definitely one of those. And yet, my mother honoured her parents, and she loved her parents, and she prayed for her parents, and she blessed her parents in ways that I didn't know as a child she was doing despite their treatment of her. She taught me to honour. My dad taught me to honour. They taught that we give honour. We respect those that earn it, but we give honour regardless. And I deeply appreciate that lesson. I deeply appreciate that lesson because what it has given me is the ability to say thank you, the ability to be grateful, the ability to spend myself in honouring somebody else who might not deserve it, but it makes them feel loved and it makes them feel special. Not because I'm anything special, but just because I was taught to honour. And if it's not something that you've learnt, now's a great time. And this song, Thank You, just is a really simple, I mean, dare I say, ditty about gratitude about, I just want to say thank you. Even if it's hard to say it, I'm going to be grateful for all the things you've given me. And I want to find ways to find the language and the love language that means something to you. Can I give you a gift? The cards and all the money, it doesn't matter. I just need to say thank you. Thank you for raising me. Thank you for having me. Thank you for nurturing me. Thank you for all the ways in which you have made me the woman that I am now. And having that opportunity, if your mum's still around, even if you don't necessarily find it easy to do that, I highly encourage everybody to call their mum if she's still here and say thank you. Just thank you. Thanks for putting up with my tantrums. Thanks for disciplining me. Thanks for feeding me. Thanks for cooking for me. Thanks for picking me up from school. Thanks for wiping my knee. Thanks for hugging me. Thanks for reading me stories. Thanks for educating me in ways I needed to be educated. Find something that is yours. And maybe it's everything. Maybe she was everything. Maybe she was a complete narcissist with a personality disorder. I don't know. But your mum did something that was good for you. And by honouring what has come before you, I believe you bless yourself, and your children will then call you blessed too, which is such a beautiful thing. It is the best thing in the world when my kids are like, thanks, mum. You know, you're a really good mum. Or thanks for this specific thing that I thought they wouldn't notice that I'd done. Thanks for doing that. And you just go, oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. What a wonderful thing. You don't expect honour. It does have to be given to you. You can't demand honour. That's not a thing. But we as individuals have the opportunity to honour somebody else. And maybe you'll reap what you sow. Maybe somebody else is going to rise up and call you blessed and honour you for what you've done for them. It's a place to start. This song really was written for my mum specifically. I know she hasn't overcome everything that she suffered. I know she still struggles with fear, and I know she still struggles with feeling unloved, and I know she still struggles with not feeling very important a lot of the time. But my goodness, has she overcome a lot? Has she given her life in service and sacrifice to so many people, not just her children, but to so many unloved, motherless people who needed her to just step in now and then and give them a hug, give them some encouragement. She was a teacher. She had students that adored her. She ran youth group at our church, and she had people that adored her. She's always loving on her neighbours. She's always finding people who are in desperate need, who can give her nothing in return. They have nothing to give her. It's not what she's looking for. She's always looking for a way to honour the person right in front of her and give them something of value for their lives. Because what she learnt was, even though my parents don't value me and have given me no value, I'm still of value. My place in the world is still to be taken up only by me, because it was designed only for me. And there are many ways in which I feel like my mum could have taken up more space. And I wish she had taken up more space and still could. It's her 80th birthday this year. She's an incredibly talented, intelligent, wonderful woman. But again, I am amazed at the way in which she has overcome. Amazed at the way in which she has come from what she came from and into what she's come into, where, yes, I'm sure she has some times where she's like, I can only give, I can never receive, but so much of her giving is coming from a place of true love and truth, rather than, I've got to do it for, if I don't, they'll hurt me, hate me, whatever, because of their parental experience. There are remnants of that in all of us, no doubt. We all have all kinds of insecurities, but the way she loves is truly miraculous. So this song was for my mum. I want to say thank you. There are so many, we could throw ticker tape parades and we can have festivals and we can do all the thing. But if I just sit down and look my mother in the eye, I hold her hands, I put my hands on her shoulders or on her face, I say, Mum, thank you. Do you know how much that blesses her? And I've done it. I have. Especially after I had a few kids. I was like, hold on a second. How did you do this again? What was I thinking? Thinking you made it look easy. Not easy at all. Good Lord, woman. I sat her down and I said thank you to her face, into her eyes. And I want you, if you feel you can, take this song and sing it to your mother, whether she's gone or whether she's still here. You don't actually have to sing it. It might not have the effect that you might want it to if your voice isn't, gonna resonate with her the way it might if you could sing differently. But you can say thank you with your mouth and words and just say thank you. You can say thank you mum, thank you mum, or thank you teacher, thank you auntie, thank you grandma, thank you. And if they're not here, you can thank them still. You can thank them in the spirit. You can say thank you for all of the things you've done. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to you, mama, to all of you mamas who are watching, thank you. On behalf of your ungrateful children, thank you.